Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, I filmed like 3 or 4 clips for this vlog before I'm making this part right now. So I'm gonna go in because I have a very special treat for you, all the way from the condo of Mrs. Birdie. So here she is. Okay, this is Mrs. Birdie. I don't know if you can see it, but she's like feeding her babies. You can hardly see it. I'm uploading a video on my phone, or I would get with my phone because it's so much clearer. But if you can see at the very top, maybe I should pull back a little bit. At the very top, you can see their beaks sticking out. Do you see? I know it's really out of focus right now. Do you see that? I like started to open the door to leave, and she flew away. Hold on a second, I'll show you. Let me pull it back. She'll come back up here in a second. Can you see their little... It's so cute, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop it and wait for her to come back. Okay, she's back. She just came back, and she's feeding them. You guys, look at this. It's so cute. They're putting their heads up. So my friend said that what mother birds do, okay, she just flew away. My friend said that what mother birds do is that they chew it up and then they spit it out to their babies. It's so cute though, when she comes back, they all put their heads up. I'll see if I can get it again in a second. I want to see if I can catch her flying up on it. It's so cute, you guys. Watch. What is she? Why'd she fly away? Come on, Mrs. Birdie. She didn't just drop that in there, did she? I'm not attached at all, I swear. I just stand out here for like 3/4 of the day and watch this bird nest. Which I'm scared to clean anything off the patio because I'm afraid to scare her off. I'm going to focus that a little bit. Okay, she comes back. Yesterday I walked out there and she had like a worm in her mouth, and she walked all around me so that she could fly back up to the nest and feed her babies. What is so cute though is that when she flies up there, all of them like stick their heads up. Come on, Mrs. Birdie. Where are you at? Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee are literally standing right down here watching me. They're like, what are you doing, Dad? Where'd she go? Come on. Come on, Mrs. Birdie, your babies are hungry. I feel like I'm in that movie Rear Window. The movie of Peter Monn called Mrs. Birdie. Somebody said yesterday that they were like concerned because I wasn't talking about Mrs. Birdie. Trust me, I check on her 20,000 times a day. I wonder where she is. She goes just right out in the grass right in front of our yard to get worms. I see her out there. I'm now at 2 minutes and 15 seconds video recording a bird. My arms are killing me. Troubles of a bird watcher. Come on, where'd she go? Is she coming back? I don't want to hold this forever. She's not going to come back. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Okay, I took the dogs outside and she's like waiting in the tree for us to leave, so. Close the door. I bet she flies right in here in just a second. She was waiting for us. She had a worm in her mouth. Come on, Mrs. Birdie. Just waiting for the close, the, what's it called? The something to clear. Why can't I think right now? You guys are like, are we literally watching 4 minutes, 5 minutes of the birds eat? Yes, we are. Come on, Mrs. Birdie. Come on, Mrs. Birdie. It's going to be blurry when she does fly up here, that's for sure. She was literally in the tree right across the way, waiting for us. What is she doing? Welcome to my exciting Saturday night. Come on. She's waiting for the coast to clear? I think that's the saying. Come on. Where are you at, girl? Come on. She's being a shady lady. She's like, I know he's in there trying to video record me, and I'm not going to be in anybody's vlog. She said, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel, and it's going to be called Mrs. Birdie, and I'm going to have 1 million views. Don't even worry about it. And it's going to be me and my family. I'm going to be a mommy blogger. Oh my God. I just want to capture her because she feeds them as soon as she like lands on it. So if I don't film it like right when she lands on it, you don't get to really see the full effect. I literally have my my wrists up against the door holding this camera because it's so painful. Come on, gal. Oh my God, where is she? This is becoming hilarious at this point. I have like so much new respect for bird watchers now. There are some of you guys out there that are absolutely loving this, and there are others of you out there that are like, this is driving me crazy. If I stop it, I know she's gonna fly up there. I'm gonna stop it for a second. My muscles are so sore holding this camera, so I had to take a break. But they're starting to put their beaks up, which means they must be hungry. You can't really see it on here, but I'm hoping that she'll fly up here in just a second. What if she's like down on the ground looking up and she sees the camera in the window? She was like, you are not gonna record this. No, ma'am. Do you see how that thing is all over our carriage lamp? Oh, come on. There she is. Do you see him? Oh, she is looking right at me. She said, oh no, ma'am. Look at that. Now watch. Hi, Mrs. Birdie. We love you. We love your babies. Now feed them. She swallowed it up. Now she's going to feed them. Watch. Look at that. How cute they are. Oh my God. I love them so much. Aww. Okay, so now I'm back. I'm a little obsessed. So I can't say that I'm not attached. I am. But I'm sitting here and I am making my dinner. I'm going to show you what it is. Well, not really my dinner, but I've already today had a mint bar. Those are probably my favorite beside the peanut butter bars so far that I've had. I had my lean and green, which I had 2 Boca Burgers. 2 of these Boca Burgers with plain completely with nothing on them. And then I'll show you what I do. I make a little salad. Well, let me show you what I'm doing right now. First of all, I'm having the vegetable chili. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when it's like real watery. And I put less water in it today.
So now I have to microwave it for 2.5 minutes. The thing is the taste. It tastes fantastic. It tastes just like chili. It reminds me of my mom's chili when I was a kid, but the consistency is like soup. So, okay, for my dinner, I make the 2 patties. And then I found this new lettuce. It is Little Jim by Green Giant. And they have these like little lettuce bunches. Do you see these? So I take 1.5 of these. 1.5. And then I take 2 of the bigger white mushrooms, because those are on the list as well. So like this is probably a medium-sized one. So I would take like 3 of these. But about a cup. And then I cut those up. Oh, this is Alex's salad dressing. Alex uses the Newman's Old Classic Oil and Vinegar, but it has a lot of carbs in here. No, it's not the carbs it has. Oh, this might actually not be bad for me. It has 18 grams of fat. Maybe I should try this one day. It's 0 carbs. The salad dressing that I use, where is that? Does it have any carbs in it? 3 carbs. Is the avocado oil, because avocados are supposed to be a good source of fat. So I've been having that, and I'm just kind of like lazing around, uploading videos, listening to my audiobook today. I'm getting ready for, I've been spending like a long time today getting, I'm gonna do a readathon. So it's the half Halloween-a-thon or half of I don't know, but it's done by the girls who used to be the restricted section, but now they're called spine benders, spine breakers, or something like that. I love them. So anyway, they're doing this readathon. I want to do a readathon. Somebody tweeted me and said this is a good readathon. So I went and looked at it. It's all like scary books, which I'm excited about. I'm trying to pick really short books so that I can read them. So I'm going to show you what my chili looks like when it's done. I feel good today. I feel normal today. The rest of my things that I have is that I have zesty cheddar and Italian herb crunchers. These are the ones that are like Cheetos. And then I have the caramel macchiato shake, which I might mix with the rest of my iced coffee, which I thought was in here, but it's not. And then I have a drizzled chocolate fudge crisp bar, which is not my favorite, but whatever. And then I have to make my list for tomorrow of what I'm going to eat. So I'm supposed to let this sit for, oh, it's a little bit more, look, it looks a little bit more chili-ish today. Let that sit and then stir it. So, Boo and Tucker, you want to come on the video for a second, Boo-Boo? He said, I love Mrs. Birdie. We love her so much. What do? We look through the window at Mrs. Birdie, don't we? He said, yeah. He said, and I just ran around outside and I had a lot of fun, even though it's not a very pretty day. Alex pretty much slept all day today and watched TV. And then he went out with his friends tonight. So they're going out to some dinner for Amy's birthday. And I was going to maybe meet them down later, but I don't think I'm going to. Oh, I know. If I get bored, Tanya went to a country music concert. She went to go see Alan Jackson with her friend. It's a little trick if you want to get these out of here. It's real easy. Put them in the freezer. They come out real quick. See? And you can reuse them if you want. But anyway, those coffee ones that I was sent, they are fantastic. Oh, this does look like chili. Oh my god. So the trick was putting less water in it. You guys look. It's not bad, honestly. This is what it looks like. I gotta let it sit and cool down for a little bit, but here, just to give you a little taste test. It's really good. You guys, I mean, it's really good. I can't complain. The penne pasta, I did not like that one. I won't be re-getting that. I won't be re-getting that. I don't love the shakes, but was it today or was it yesterday? It was yesterday that I had the Chia Bliss smoothie. The smoothies are really good. So I'll probably be getting more smoothies next time and trying some different like meal options. The chili, though, I'll be keeping this one because this is good. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here and I will be back here in just a little bit. Bye. Okay, we're back. So this guy that I watch, Common Spence, who's like this booktuber, every time that he like ends a little segment on his vlog, he goes like this. And I so bad want to do it because I'm like, anyway. I'm waiting for my next meal, which is in 20 minutes, and I am having my caramel macchiato shake, and I'm gonna use it in my little Optavia shaker thing. I was gonna make a smoothie, which you can make with ice. It gives you 2 different options, but I'm just gonna use this tonight because I haven't used this yet. I need to wash it out a little bit first, clean it out. But I wanted to get on here and show some things. Not my June's Miracle Cleaner, which I absolutely swear by, and I need to buy another one. But the first thing I wanted to show was that I had gotten this very, very nice letter from Yvette, and she also sent me the original La Cage aux Folles. It's a double disc, La Cage aux Folles and The Birdcage. And The Birdcage is one of my all-time favorite movies. But La Cage aux Folles is one of my favorite movies too. And I don't know that I've ever talked about it on any of my videos. So anyway, thank you so much. She said she was getting rid of these videos and she wanted to send them to me. So that was really, really nice. And your letter was so endearing, and she shared a lot about her personal life, and it's very personal, so I'm going to keep it between you and I. But thank you so much for that. The letter meant so much to me, and the movie is just so cool. I can't wait, because Alex and I love The Birdcage, but he's never seen La Cage aux Folles, I don't think. So that'll be really fun to show him. And then, the next thing, I already opened this. I'm pretty sure I did. So on the cover, it says, "A gift from you, from Aromatic Suds Soapery. Thank you, Peter, for always entertaining me with your videos. I enjoy each and every one. I thought I would send you some of my handmade soaps, bath bombs, and bubble scoops, bubble bars. You can come see how I made these on my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com. I always do the www.aromaticsuds.com. I hope you enjoy, Holly." So, let me show you what she sent me. Now, I just hurt my arm. Maybe I didn't. I opened these. I guess I didn't. Oh, it smells good. It smells very good. Oh my god, there's all kinds of stuff rolling out on the floor. Oh my god, how cool. Oh my god, how cool. It's handmade soaps. I love it. Okay, well, so let me show you the stuff that she got. So she got us lavender bath bombs. And then, doesn't say what this one is, but it's kind of like a mixture. Very cool. The battery's gonna die. Hold on just a second. Good thing I have the other battery charging. And then, these little bath, I think these might be for the shower. Something, what'd she say? She said on here. I just hit the candle wax thing. Soap, bath bombs, and bubble scoops. Bubble bars. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so these must be bubble bars. But then she gave me, now I love handmade soap, you guys. Like, I'm addicted to it. I buy it all the time. I buy it like when we go to little fairs and festivals and stuff. So she got me, look at this. They're so pretty. All of these soaps. This one is Pink Hue. Let me smell it. It smells so good. Okay. This one is Fruit Loops. Oh, it actually has Fruit Loops on the top of it. This one is Sour Watermelon. Ooh, that smells good. That smells really good. Sun and Sand. Alex will like that one. He loves those kind. That smells really clean. Green Clover and Aloe. Oh, I like this one. Oh, it smells so good. And Black Raspberry Vanilla. Oh my god, those are fantastic. So, okay, one of the things that I've decided that I'm going to do is that starting now with this stuff, this one and the next one I'm going to show you, that when people send me stuff, like once a month, everything that I get sent, I'm going to review on my review channel. Because I thought that would be a good way to give people exposure and all that kind of stuff. Don't you think? I think so. She wrapped this so nice with the bubble wrap and everything. My lord. So, I'm going to keep this right here. I'm going to use a bar of the soap. I keep this right here. I think it was wrapped in something else because I don't see my P.O. box thing on there anywhere. So I must have wrapped something off. But I'm going to show that in Mrs. June's. Oh, I ripped my Mrs. June's thing. It's not Mrs. June's. I keep on saying that. It's June's Miracle Cloth. Oh, I just ripped it again. Who cares? It's just trash. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my It's a fun night in the house of Peter tonight. I've been cleaning. I cleaned the whole kitchen, and I've been putting stuff away. I have literally, I had like 20 or 30 books over on the counter. I took all of them and put them in the bookcase, except for the ones that I'm trying to catch up on right now. I put the Anne Frank graphic novel out there, and then I just did my Half-a-Ween-a-thon readathon TBR, which I'm starting tomorrow at midnight. So I'm so excited about it. I haven't done a readathon since Halloween. So I just put those books over there. That video literally just went up it's up already on my BookTube channel. And you excited? Okay, so this is from Jeremy Vanderveer, and he is so good to me. Where are our scissors? Here they are in the drawer. And he always sends me stuff. Now, I will link his and her information below, but he has sent me, so he has a cosmetic line. He sent me, oh my God. So he has sent me the most fantastic cosmetics. I have to tell you that I gave a few of them away. People were very excited. Tanya Jean was very, very excited. And we gave one to my sister-in-law, and we gave one to Alex's mother, and they loved them. So he came out with a line of candles, and he said, I'd like to send you a couple of my candles. How do you feel about that? And I was like, I think I would love it. So I am going to, I kind of wish I could show this twice, one for my review channel and one for here, but I'm just going to open them here because I told him I was going to open them on my review channel. This absolutely looks like an upscale candle. I mean, really, really, really nice. Look at that. So it says, a Jeremy Vanderveer Candle Company, Simple Luxury, 11 ounce, hand-poured luxury candle. I have no idea. Sugar cookie. For best results, trim wick to 1/4 every 3 to 4 hours or burn time to eliminate excessive smoke or soot. I can smell it before I even open it, you guys. This is beautiful. This is a really nice candle. I am super impressed. Oh my God, it smells so good, you guys. Jeremy, these are really nice. I'm so impressed. Okay, so I'm going to review these. I'm going to open the other one right now. But I'm going to review these, and then I'm going to review a bunch of candles on my review channel as well. Which one is this? I'm so excited to see what it is. Cinnamon bun. Oh my God. He sent me baking scents because I love baking scents. I wonder if that's why. Oh, it's strong. I can smell it already. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to use those tomorrow. Maybe I'll do them tonight. It just depends. I'm going to decide if I'm going to stay around here or I'm going to go listen to my audiobook. Tanya Jean is at a country music concert. Jeremy, thank you so much. That was fantastic. I can't wait to review those. Tanya Jean went to a country music concert. Alex is out with his friends. I really, I got done with my videos and I thought, you know what? Just take a shower and show up and surprise them. And I have to be honest with you, it's raining outside and I have really no desire to drive downtown and go out. None whatsoever. Somebody's texting me. Please hold on a second. You guys, I'm still so gutted. I mean, obviously after a week or 5 days, I'm not going to have lost, I have continued to lose weight, I will say that, and I haven't broken my diet. And I'm really still motivated by it and excited to do it. But I know this is going to be a long journey for me, so I know that it's not going to just happen overnight. I don't know who sent me those coffee wax melts that I showed in a vlog of mine one time, but I was burning them earlier. I now have, I think these are called Christmas something. The ones I have in the, somebody sent me these too. They're Scentsy, which is really, really strong, and they're Christmas cuddles. Couldn't even see me while I was over there. Who'd care, right? But can you see Boo Radley? Can you see Boo Radley down there? Hi, Boo Radley. But anyway, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm depressed. Depressed. I don't mean it in a clinical sense. I wouldn't say, like I feel really, really motivated. But at the same time, I haven't vlogged from here in a long time. Come on, bud. Come on, honey. Pee-pee needs me to pick him up. Come here, buddy. If I am across the room, he can totally get up on this couch by himself. But he wants to act like he can't. So, there he is. Come on, Boo. Come over here, honey. Come on. Boo, over here. I'm not going to pick you up, too, because you'll be in my lap with... Come here, honey. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Okay. There you go. Now everybody's up on the couch and we're having a good time, aren't we? Yeah, it's not like I'm sad. I'm losing weight. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I just, like... You know, like when you're doing something like this and then you look at yourself in the mirror and it's almost like I realize how heavy I am. I know that, right? Like when I look in the camera right now, I can see all this and I know how heavy I am. But it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the more that like I focus on myself, the more I focus on, let me just show you something, okay? Are you not the cutest little thing in the entire world? Hello. Hi, Tukey. Hi, Tucker. How are you? So, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm, like I said, I don't even know where I left off. I'm inspired, I'm motivated, and all that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, the more, like, I'm focused on it, like, the more I'm like, how did you ever let yourself get this heavy? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? Which maybe is good, because maybe down the road, when I'm in shape, I'll be like, I'm not ever letting myself get back to this point again, because that's kind of how I'm at in my head. And the really scary thing is that I kind of like, you know, went back and forth between this feeling of almost being kind of accepting of where I was at with my body, if that makes sense. Like, I was almost kind of like, you know what? Like, I don't really care anymore if I'm super heavy. You know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't care, but that I was just like, you know, it's not greatly affecting my marriage. And even though I'm sure that, you know, I struggle feeling desirable at times. And I'm sure, you know, Alex would like me to be thinner. It's more for him about health. And he'll say that, you know, because I am 12 years older than him. And keeping up and being able to do music festivals and walk around and do stuff like that. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, I don't want my weight to keep me from doing the things that I want to do in my life. So I don't know, like, if I ever get down and get super healthy, like, I don't ever want to come back to this again. And the thing is that I've been this way. I've been heavier than this before. And I lost all the weight and I got super heavy. I got super heavy again. But I got super healthy. And then I gained it all back, you know, and it's just like the next time I can't let that happen. And I wasn't on some crazy diet. I wasn't at all. You know, for like a month or two, I was just eating lean cuisines. I was super unhealthy, but I lost like a massive amount of weight. I think I lost like 40 plus pounds, 40 to 50 pounds, and in like 2.5 months. And then I became a vegetarian again and was eating super healthy, but I was working out like 5 days a week. I was like literally in the gym 5 days a week working out, like hardcore working out, like cardio and then lifting after every time. I mean, I was in the gym all the time. I can remember I went to go visit my friend in Denver that summer and literally every day we would get up and go to the gym. I mean, he's hardcore about being in the gym, but every day we would go to the gym, you know, and like that's why when I met Alex, I was like in shape when I met Alex. I was like super, super in shape. I mean, not like, I was like toned though. I had a lot of tone, you know, like, and I had like a 34 waist and I could fit into like a medium t-shirt. And I just have let it all go. It's hard, you know? But I also know that I have the ability to get back there again, too. And it's, you know, interesting because I think it just turned 10 o'clock. If it's 10 o'clock, then it's time for me to eat. It's weird because, like, and I'm not talking about YouTube because I have, like, some people in my personal life that are like, oh, you don't really think that's going to work, do you? Nobody that I would say is really close to me, but I have people in my life that are like, you don't really think that's going to work, or you don't think your goal is realistic, do you? And I'm like, okay, those naysayers in my life that I've had, like, from ground zero, like, literally, other than my close family and friends when I was growing up, because my parents were always supportive of whatever I wanted to do, but those naysayers in my life that told me I couldn't do something were the ones that pushed me to do it. That absolutely pushed me to do it. So, you know, and sometimes I need that. My one neighbor has her best friend in from out of town. And my other neighbor is like, she must be having some kind of party or something. Tucker is so funny. Boo Radley. Boo. Boo Radley. Boo Radley. Want to be in the video? He said no. Do you want to be in the video? What was I going to do? Tucker, you guys, he is so cute. Is he not so cute? I mean, when I wake up to this face in the morning and he's just like, hi, Dad. Do you see Tucker's eyes? Let me just show you this. Tucker has the most beautiful eyes. Tucker, you have the most beautiful eyes in the whole world. Yeah. Watch his ear. Are you ready? Let me pull it back a little bit. Do you want a treat? Tucker? You want a treat? Should we have treats? Tucker, do you want a treat? Well, his ear usually goes up. It's not going up. So, hold on. Let's get them treats. You want a treat, peeps? He said, I definitely want a treat. It's almost about time for your medicine, buddy. How you doing today? You feeling good? He said, Dad, I've been coughing a little bit today, but... He said, I've been coughing a little bit today, but I feel pretty good. Okay, let's go have a treat. Come on. Alex is always like, don't just randomly give them treats. I'm like, well, whatever. I've taken them out twice and didn't give them treats. Okay, so this is so funny. I have to tell you this. So we got them these Rachel Ray nutrition treats. These are what we got. And this one is turkey bacon. And this one is savory roasters. And they are obsessed with them. They like the bacon better. So that's what I'll give them. We usually give them the canine carryouts. They really, really like these. And our vet approved them. And then we get the chicken flavor. They like the chicken. And then they like the beef flavor too. What, BB? What'd you say? You said today is Saturday. Hey, hold on. And then we also have the bacon ones. I didn't see that Alex had bought those. Hold on. What? Okay, let's split this up. So each get just a little bit. There you go, boo-boo. There you go, Pee-Pee. Okay, there you go. Pee-Pee always takes this away and eats it. It does smell like bacon, though. Okay, so the cutest thing is, when I take them outside, Mrs. Birdie, she, I'm gonna have to start, making my shake thing, so. I think if the Nutra Ninja thing, I rinsed it out, but I have to clean the dishes. If it's not too bad, oh no, it's not bad at all. Let me use that. So Mrs. Birdie is sitting on top of her nest, and like two of the babies, their heads are coming out, and they're like this, and she just is sitting on top of it. It's so cute. And, okay, so soft serve. Pour 1/2 cup of ice into blender. But when we go out there, I let the dogs out like one at a time, and I'm like, okay, Mrs. Birdie, I'm just letting the babies out. And she comes around, she just sits there and looks the whole time like this. It's the cutest thing. Can I just tell you that the best coffee in the entire world is this Fair Trade Monn Coffee Choo Choo Blend? I love this so much. Mmm. Do you guys love to grind coffee beans? I do. I want to burn Jeremy's candles when I don't have wax melts burning so I can smell how strong they really are. Okay. I almost closed the cabinet on you guys. Blend for 30 seconds or until ice is fully crushed. Tap ice from sides of blender. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. It's never a dull moment in this house. We're about to go look up a scary movie here in just a second. Alex said he's not going to probably be out too late tonight. That probably means like 2. Our concept, or our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our perception of what is late to other people is completely different. Blend for 30 seconds. Okay, tap ice from the sides. I did that. Add 1/4 cup of water. 1/4 cup. Where's 1/4 cup? Hello, 1/4 cup. Right here. Of water. And the contents of 1 caramel macchiato. I call it caramel, I know, but I'm trying to be good because I know there's a lot of people that are like, it's caramel, it's not caramel. Okay. What are you doing? Are you digging? Are you digging in the chair? What's going on, boo? He digs in the chair and then he like circles and circles and circles and circles. It's so cute. Oh, look, somebody's not very happy about getting called out on video. Do you see how his face is not cut? We had to cut right from his eyes. Oh, look, I'm spilling stuff. Fun, it's so fun to cook. The reason I'm doing it this way is partly because when I just did the shake the other day, it was not very delicious. Pee-Pee's just like walking around, he's like, I don't know what to think about all this cooking. We're not used to it in this house. We don't cook in here. Okay, add 1/4 cup of water, the contents of the caramel macchiato shake, sachet Shantae, into blender, blend for 30 seconds. It's not blending very well. Ooh, oh, it's coming out the side. Look at that. Oh my God. That tastes like a shake. Can you guys see? That is really good, you guys. Yeah, I would not use this thing. If you're going to do one of these diets, I definitely wouldn't use that. I mean, if you're in a hurry, it's not bad. But I'm telling you, it's literally night and day, the taste. I mean, now I haven't had the caramel macchiato one, but the other day I had, was it strawberry or, I think it was strawberry or I don't know, chocolate. I'm going to tell you because I've been wiping my food down every day. Hold on a second. Please let me cross off my caramel macchiato. Wild strawberry shake, and I hated it. But I wonder if it would be better if I blended it up like this. This is good. I mean, this is literally the consistency of a milkshake. I got it so good. Yep. They come for me for my fat sausage fingers, and now they'll come for me for licking the top of the blender. And guess what? I don't care. Didn't your mom back in the day when you were a kid, did she always give you the spoon to lick when she was making cookies? That was like my favorite part. I didn't even care about the cookies. And when we would make like Rice Krispie treats back in the day, I loved to just like eat the mix before you like, you know, made it and put it in the, you put it in a refrigerator, don't you? Rice Krispie treats? I haven't made Rice Krispie treats in forever. Mmm, it's really good. Do you like my straws? So these straws, we have like another one. Do we have 3 or just have 2? Oh, we have 3 of them. So we have 2 blue ones. And we have 1 in the dishwasher. That's purple. And I got them at Thornton's. And it's called a frost stick. And it keeps your drink cold. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Connie and I both had to have them, and then I just kept on buying them. They really do work. Like, seriously, though. Oh, this is going to stop. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to clean up my mess, and I will be back in a little while. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. We're in bed. We haven't done this for a long time. Come here, Hoop. Come here, Tucker. Come here, sweetheart. You want to be in the camera? You want to see everybody? He said, no, not really. I just want to relax. It is pouring down rain. This is my Miami hat that I got when I was in Miami. It is pouring down rain. Here's Boo Radley. He's over here. Look at him, Boo Radley. And Pee-Pee's right behind me. Hello, Pee-Pee. It is pouring down rain, and we're bored. But I don't feel like going out anywhere. Like, I'll probably go in a little bit and go vlog. I mean, can we just talk about how precious little Boo Radley is? Honey, how are you? He said, I am just over here minding my own business. Why do you want me to be in this movie? What is this movie called? This movie is called The Life of Boo Radley. And it is starring Pee-Pee. He goes, well, I don't think that's very nice. That the Life of Boo Radley, he's so excited. The Life of Boo Radley is starring Pee-Pee. Why is that? Boo Radley, are you going on any trips anytime soon? He said, oh, I'm taking the red eye tonight. Where are you taking the red eye tonight? He said, I am going to Brazil. You're going to Brazil? Where are you going? Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro? What are you going down there for? He said, don't even worry about it. I'm going to Carnival. You're going to Carnival? Oh, yes, I go every year. Well, how do you afford it? Oh, I have lots of money. I have lots of gold coins. Don't even worry about it. He's a liar. Pee-Pee, you should... He's a liar. He said he's a liar. He lies all the time. Boo Radley, do you have... He said, oh, yes, I have lots of gold coins. Don't even worry about it. I'm staying in a mansion in Brazil on the beach. You are? He said, oh, yes, I have lots of lady dog friends down there. We're going to all just have... We're going to have so much fun on the beach every day. Liar. Welcome to my life. It's a spooky Saturday night in Indiana. And we're going to tell ghost stories. I don't have any ghost stories to tell right now. But this is actually the light that I took with me when I went to the Baumeister Mansion and did the paranormal investigation. Because I wanted, like, Melissa was like, you have to have... Well, hi, sweetheart. How are you? Are you having a good night? Yeah, we're having lots of fun. But I had to have some kind of flashlight, and this is like such a powerful flashlight. I got this literally at the Dollar Tree or Five Below, or one of those places. Like, it was like $5. It wasn't even that much. Look. But then look, this one too. You can't even see. And then that's this and that, because I wasn't letting anybody come and get me. Was I, Pee-Pee? He said, no, sir. My dad is a ghost detective of the world. Pee-Pee, do you ever see ghosts in here? He said, they're my friends. They are? He said, yeah, I see him all the time. He just sometimes, like, looks up, and I think that he's looking at ghosts. Do your dogs ever do that? Yeah, we do, don't we? Come up here. You want to come up here? Okay. He said, I like to be there. Look at this. Isn't he so sweet? You're so sweet, aren't you? Best little baby in the whole world. Who's my best friend? Who's my best friend? Baby. Who's my best friend? Are you sliding? Who's my best friend? Can we kiss? Hey, can we kiss? You already had your medicine today. You did very good, didn't you? And you're sliding a little bit, aren't you? Here, let me put you over here. Okay. He already had his medicine. And our new trick is that we mix it with his food. He gets a little bit of food afterwards. He likes that. He usually coughs right after he gets his medicine. I don't know why. But he's not coughing today. Where did Tucker go? Well, hello. How are you? And I'm doing the dishes downstairs. I just put him in the dishwasher. This hat's kind of killing me. I'm going to take it off. I know my head looks bad, but it's a cute... Oh, well, now I can't reach it with pee-pee on my lap, but it's a cute hat, isn't it? I haven't turned the TV on. I don't think... Like, Alex had it on earlier. I haven't watched... Oh, Boo Radley was asleep. I wanted to catch him. He was so cute. His little eyes were closed. Were you going to sleep, Boo Radley, for the night? Boo Radley's like Pee-Pee, if you watch him, do you see he's... Boo Radley, are you going to sleep, buddy? Why is there something that is so sweet to me about a dog that tries to stay awake and just can't keep its eyes open? Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah. We try, though, don't we? We try to stay up as late as we possibly can. I haven't even been on my phone that much tonight. My phone's charging downstairs. I just kind of got everything done, and then I was kind of like tired, and I was like, I'm not tired, like I want to sleep, which is weird, because usually I would take a nap, you know? But, what is it? But I'm like, just kind of like blah. I was going to watch a movie, and then I was like, I don't really feel like watching a movie. And then I was going to, what else were we going to do? I was going to film some more videos, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just like, I'm going to relax for the rest of the evening. I was going to do a live stream, and I realized that my computer was at like no percentage charge, and so I had to charge it. So we just decided that we would just hang out, didn't we? We just haven't really been doing a whole lot of anything, I guess. Just kind of cleaning up, and do you ever just have those boring days? It's been a good day, but it's just been kind of a boring day. And I'll probably, you know, vlog a little bit more here. Boo Radley is dead asleep. It's so cute. I'll probably do a little bit more vlogging here, and then, you know, go back out to the car and then, like, get my audiobook or listen to my audiobook after I finish vlogging, because I really want to get some of my book done. Is he not so sweet? Can we just talk about the sweetest baby in the entire world? So sweet. Yeah. You guys are pretty sweet, aren't you? You make me very happy. Mm-hmm. This has been kind of like a really like simple vlog today. Like Mrs. Birdie and now the dogs and... Wait a second, where's Tucker? There he is. Yeah, we're having a fun time tonight. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, you know, dogs don't like, they don't watch TV and they play a little bit, like, but not really. Like, Pee-Pee used to play. He'll play if Tucker does. But, here's Lady. Here's our favorite. Here's Lady. She's our favorite. You love Lady, don't you? She's my lady. But like they'll play a little bit. Tucker will really play a lot with toys. Boo Radley doesn't. Oh, there's my phone. Boo Radley doesn't play with toys at all. He doesn't really understand it. And Pee-Pee will play. Well, what's going on? He said, well, I'm up now. Who's over those people out there? Those are your friends, Boo Radley. He said, I like friends. You do? Oh, sure. I have lots of them. You do? He said, oh yeah, I'm a friendly kind of person. Okay. This makes me so happy. Like this right here makes me so happy. Look at him. Aww. Hey, we're just gonna kind of hang out side by side tonight, aren't we? Saturday Night Live right here. Here, this would be a great thumbnail if I remembered it, wouldn't it? What's going on, Boo? Hey, Boo. I always say that because that's from To Kill a Mockingbird in the movie. She goes, hey, Boo, at the end of the movie. Now you're laying down, aren't you? You say, I want to lay down, Dad. But I was thinking about it, like, for dogs, like, they get, you know, like, they don't watch movies, they don't watch TV as far as we know, unless you've watched, what's the movie? Or read the book? The Rain book. I can't think, by Garth, what's his face? I know that's Alex texting me downstairs. I need to go see what he said, but yeah, it's probably, I can't say the word, because if I say that's probably your DAD, they'll go running. But they don't do any of that kind of stuff, so for them, it probably is really an exciting night, you know what I mean? Come on, you guys, let's go downstairs. Let's go see who that was that texted us. Ugh. Come on. Let's go. Somebody's texting us. Yep. Okay, come on. Everybody downstairs, let's go. Okay, I stopped my camera on the way down the stairs. Anyway, Alex is texting me. He just was like, hi, and I said, hey, babe. And he said, how's it going? And I said, good. Hanging out with the dogs. What are you doing? And, yeah, so there's that. And then, getting ready. I have a half an hour until I have my drizzled chocolate fudge crisp bar. He's getting ready to go into this club called Rebel downtown. I'm kind of happy I didn't go out, if you want to know the truth. Are the dishes done? No, the dishes aren't done yet. If they were done, we could put them away, couldn't we? If the dishes were done, we could put them away. Oh, man. This is like the day of stillness. He always has bad reception in that club, so. Anyway, I'm getting ready to go vlog. Well, I am vlogging, but I'm getting ready to go out to my car and vlog a little bit. It's like hard for me to come up with stuff to like talk about when I'm just like standing here. But when I like am driving around and stuff, like I have no problem like coming up with stuff to talk about. Isn't that weird? You know what I should do? Oh my God. Oh, I was going to say I was going to watch the videotape of my mom. But I don't, I think I have that. I think it's at my office. Plus, I don't know how to play our VCR here at our house. Do you guys want to see some baby pictures of me? Okay, hold on. I'll go get this scrapbook. Well, I fell down the rabbit hole while it was in the basement, and I started just looking through. I have so many pictures from when I was living in my first apartment, but they are all like, I can't show them because they have people in them that I don't think would want to be in, you know what I mean? It's a lot of pictures of me like drinking and stuff, and I'm gonna try to show you guys some pictures. So I can't show this picture because this has Susie's daughter in it, but I took it from when, okay, so this is like cinnamon rolls, I think, or something. And, or maybe pizza, I can't tell, but this is from when I was in high school. So I would have been a freshman in high school in this picture. I don't know if you can see it, if it'll focus in or not, but it's probably not going to focus in very well in any of these pictures. Can you see it? You can't really see it. That's me when I was in high school. Okay. Then this is one party picture that I can show you guys. This is from June of '94. So this is actually 6 months before I got sober. And I have on this like hippie vest, like it was like real, came down to like my knees, and it was like what do you call it? I wore it for Halloween too, so I don't know why I have it on this picture, but I must have worn it out one night. It was like fringe from like here to here, and it was leather, and then I had on this London, England t-shirt. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's Peter back in the day. What do you think? Acting crazy. Making sure everybody gets that so that those people out there that like to screenshot that stuff can get a hold to do that. Okay, so I found a picture from one of my... Oh, come on, focus, focus, focus. Well, it's not going to do that. But anyway, here is another picture of me. Hello. That's probably the next morning of something. And then, this doesn't really matter, but you know how I always talk to my roommates in the back, and she's like laying down on the couch or reading, it looks like, or something. Yeah, she's reading a book. But, so this was my first apartment. You can't really see her, so it doesn't really matter. But do you see right here, this phone? So when I talk about my recovery stories, about how I got sober, and I would just like be on that phone, this is the phone that I would sit on and just talk, and my answering machine is right next to it. So that's that. And then, okay, here, this is a stupid picture of me. This is when my hair was like this length, and I had this Janet Jackson poster in my apartment, and so this is me, like, being like Janet Jackson, do you see? Epic, don't you think? Okay, and then, this is me and my cousin Caroline. Now, this would have been after I got sober, because this is when I was working in treatment. My hair was really short then. Oh, I have my name badges from when I was in treatment. You guys want to see those? I'll show those to you in a second. And then Jack, my very first boyfriend that passed away that I always talk about, I found a picture of him. Most of the pictures that I have of him, he's with other people, but I did find this picture where he's like half asleep. He just like woke up at my apartment. He was pretty cute though, wasn't he? Oh, Jack. Miss you, Jack. I love that back in the day, this is August of '92. I love that back in the day they would like, you know, post like the dates on pictures and stuff like that. And then this is me when I was a little baby. Hi. Little baby picture of me. Come on, focus. It won't focus. There it goes. Aww. Look at that. He's smirking in the picture, do you see? And then this is the best picture of all, and this is going to be the cover of my book, just so you guys know. So, the Wonder Woman costume that my dad made me, this is the Wonder Woman costume that my dad made me. Make sure you guys can see it. Come on. Focus on the picture. Come on, why won't it focus on the picture? You see? Always want to be Wonder Woman. Okay, I don't know how to go in here and show some of this. Okay, I was trying to show my mom's engagement picture and I knocked the camera, so, but this is my mom's engagement picture. That's what my mom looked like back in the day when she was young. What do you think we look like? So she has 2 scrapbooks. My mom had 2 scrapbooks. One scrapbook of before I was born, and one scrapbook all dedicated to me being a baby. Okay. In the hospital and everything. My dad wrote these little notes. She saved everything. It says, I love you, little Babar. And of course, littlest Babar too. And then it shows my mom in the hospital. And it shows me. Okay, wait. I don't want to tear these pictures out of here, but this is where I was 5 days old. Do they have pictures of me like the day of? Yeah. Feeling great. Nurse Peter brought. Okay, so. I'm like, I don't really want to show this. And I'm like, well, my mother's dead. And I don't know who this nurse is. So it doesn't really matter. But so there I am. And the nurse is holding me. And there's my mother in bed later that day. And there's pictures of me at 5 years old, or 5 days old. And there's pictures of me. Oh. So this is the apartment that I talk about that my parents lived in. We lived on the 3rd floor. Because we're like, wait a second, you're going way too fast, way too fast. Okay. So here you go. Things falling out. Here is Peter, 1 week old. Everything is falling on the floor. So there's me, 1 week old. I know it's like shining in the light. I don't really know why, honestly. Oh! Peter, approximately 13 days old, changing a diaper. Only 2 weeks old and almost 9 pounds. After eating, I go to sleep easily, and I smile so big in my big sleep. Or in my sleep, it says. My mom, like, there she is with me. There's Peter. And there's me and my mom. And here's me sleeping with my dad. Okay, and here's my grandma. Oh my God. So everybody wants to hear about my grandma. Here's my grandma holding me. She said on the back of it, my mother in Evanston, 1972, when Peter was born, Mom came to help me with Peter. It's my grandma. My grandmother, I swear to God, every day. Mother, 1972, came to help when Peter was born. This is what my grandma looked like, and I swear to God, like, she looked like that every day that I remember of my entire life. And supposedly, she, like, aged overnight. But, like, if she went to, why is this thing not closed? I don't understand. Somebody's not taking very good care of my scrapbook, and I think that person might be me. Anyway, here is, are you ready? Peter with cousin Caroline. Oh my God, Caroline and Peter, look at them. Caroline and cousin Peter. Aren't we so sweet? This is my Aunt Kathy, Uncle Dave's, like, first house in Indianapolis. I'm gonna save that, put that over there. Okay. Oh my God, this is so funny. So, true story. This is like, I don't know, this must be in Chicago, like on the lake. My mother has written, do you see this? Mrs. Duck and Offspring. Now there's Mrs. Ducky of my dad's, but this is my mom's writing. Oh, who's that? Hi, that's me. Wasn't I so sweet? Okay. Isn't that funny that she wrote that? There's my baptism. All my cousins who are 20,000 years older than me. Anything interesting in here that you guys would want to see? Me at a bookstore. They're taking a picture of me at a bookstore. Me at Christmas. This little stuff. I guess this was, baby's first Christmas, and this was our Christmas card that year, me. So if you were lucky enough to know my family back then, then you probably got one of those Christmas cards. But if you weren't, I'm sorry. Ooh. Pictures of me. I look so good in all these pictures. You guys are all just kind of like the repeat, or I would show them to you, but they're just all kind of repetitive. The same picture over and over and over again. Okay, so I have to show you this because this is really kind of a cool thing. So my dad, okay, so we lived in a 1-floor apartment. And so when I started like crawling, my dad felt bad that we didn't have stairs because he wanted me to be able to learn how to climb up and down stairs. And my dad actually built this thing and he called it Big Shoe. And it was like 3 stairs that went up and then it had a thing at the top. And it had this like, you can see it there, do you see? So this is me going down the stairs. And you can see at the top it had like this, these like bungee cord kind of things. Do you see there? You can see me going up it. Was that not so cool that he made that for me? Oh, I just ripped right through a picture, damn it. But here, right here, I can't show it to you, but is my mother's yearbook with, or not yearbook, but picture with all of the people. What are the pictures that I wanted to save? I want to save this picture. I want to save. I have a picture of my stepmom and I on the beach in St. Martin when I was like 14 years old. But I don't know if she would want me to show that to you, so I won't. And I also have another picture of my stepmom that I found where she looks, I'm going to send those to her tomorrow. She looks fantastic, you know. And I got to save that picture for Susie. Okay. I don't think there are a lot of pictures in here. But there's like Caroline being born in here and everything like that. And this one of my mom and my dad. Elementary schools that she taught. Beis Yaakov Hebrew Parochial School. Rabbi Goodman. That's dated October 17th, 1969. All these announcements of Caroline being born. Who'd care? She's not Peter. My dad working in the hospital. Them in downtown Chicago. Them on their honeymoon. So my parents went to the East Coast for their honeymoon. Oh, I wish I had a good, better picture of these. I have these pictures of my mom. And she's like in this bar. And they're like such fantastic pictures. But I can't find them. God, it's so funny looking at these pictures of my mom, like back in the day. Oh, this is such a fantastic picture of my mom. Oh my God, and she's asleep in it. So here's my, you can't even see it. It's like, look at that. She's like in bed. That's kind of surreal, isn't it? And then here's a picture of my dad and like, in front of the Phi Gamma house, acting like a nut, it says. And he's in like, you can't really see it, but he's in like plaid shorts and a white shirt. My parents were kind of prepsters, I guess. There's my Aunt Kathy. So anyway, I'll have to go through all of my pictures and like really pick out ones I can just kind of show you and then figure out how I can do that. Because that would be, you know, interesting. What is this? Card from somebody. I don't even know what that means. It's a birthday card from somebody. I don't even know. And I don't even know who it's to and I don't know who it's from. So there, I just cleaned up something. Alex can't say I didn't clean up anything out of the basement. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I'll be back in a little while to finish up the vlog. I love you guys. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I'm actually in the Meijer parking lot. And no, I didn't buy anything. I was driving around listening to my audiobook. And I had to go to the bathroom. Because I drank so much water that I ran into the Meijer to go to the bathroom. You guys, I have lost my favorite lip balm. That banana lip balm that I had. I don't know, that Sun Balm. I used it last night. I have no idea where it's at. Is it right here? Oh, I thought that was it. No, it's not. Is that it? No, that's not it. I have no idea what happened to it. And after using it, it's greasy. It's like real kind of greasy. But I love the Kiehl's. It's just, I don't know. I like that lip balm better. You know, here's the thing. The bougie expensive lip balms, like, this is the truth, okay? I'm sure they're good for your lips, and I'm sure that they have, like the Sun Bum lip balm, it was like $3, okay? The Kiehl's is like $18. They sent that to me, though, as a gift. But the one that I had before that was in the stick, the butter stick or whatever it was called, it was $18, and it lasted for a really long time. Like, that was worth it, but like the Chanel, and I loved the Pat McGrath. Oh my God, when somebody sent me that, I loved the tube of it. It was so pretty. But the thing is that it's not, and the Clinique that I have, I'm like real over it. I have it next to my computer at home because I use it like while I'm like doing stuff. I don't even really like the taste of it. It's just, it doesn't have a taste to it. But the thing with lip balms is that, like, I mean, it's fun to have like a bougie container, but like they're really no different than just a regular chapstick. I mean, honest to God, they're just not. I tell people that all the time because they're like, what's your favorite lip balm? I'm like, honestly, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, you're asking me about the container, or, and even the Chanel container for $38, I think is really, really plain. I think the Pat McGrath is probably the coolest container. But, and for a while I was using a lot of lip glosses, but I haven't been doing that as much lately. I use a lot more lip balms in the summer, I think, because my lips get like burnt and stuff in the summer, but I haven't. The thing is that in the summer, it's hard to, like, I don't want to carry lip balms in my, or leave it in my car, like a Chanel or a Pat McGrath, because they're so expensive and then they melt, right? A trick that my mother taught me, though, because she did this with lipstick, is that you can put it in the freezer, or not the freezer, but the refrigerator, and it'll form again. But, so, I mean, I guess, because now I always carry a fanny pack with me, always, like a purse. So I guess I could do that, but anyway, it finally stopped raining, so I left, and I'm listening to my audiobook. It is so fantastic. And I want to finish it before tomorrow night, because tomorrow night I'm starting the Half a Weed-a-thon, which is such a funny name to me. And I'm starting an audiobook with it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I can start it anytime during the week, but I'm starting the Devouring Gray. I'm reading, so there's 6 books in the challenge. I actually tried to pick shorter books because, like, I always do so horrible in readathons. I always go into it and I think that I'm gonna just, and it's not gonna be great weather, so I can't read outside a whole lot this week. But I always go into it, you know, thinking I'm gonna just do fantastic, I'm gonna get all this stuff read, and then I never do. So I tried to pick shorter books this time. So and I always only do like one audiobook. If I finish it, I might do another one, but, so it's all like mystery thrillers and horror novels. So I picked The Devouring Gray as my audiobook, and that's the challenge. You can go watch my BookTube video about it, but that's the challenge, a book that came out in the last 5 years. And then book to movie adaptation, you have to pick a book that was written and then made into a movie. So I was in my basement, actually, and I saw it down there. I have like an old copy of Lucille Fletcher's Sorry, Wrong Number, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love that movie so much. And I was just talking about the actress when I made the video. Barbara Stanwyck. And my mom and I used to love that movie. Oh my God, we loved it so much. And so I'm excited because I want to read the book. And I actually have another book that she wrote called $80 to Stanford. That's a mystery too. So that's my book to movie adaptation. Then the 7th challenge is that you have to wear half a costume. And I think I'm going to do that in my wrap-up video. I'll have to come up with some kind of like cute costume, half a costume. So that's the 3rd one. And then, what are my other books that I talked about on there? Oh, you have to read a book that's not in like normal form. So it could be like poetry, a graphic novel, something like that. I'm doing Clue, because there's a Clue graphic novel that somebody recommended to me a long time ago. So it's 4. What are the other 3? Can I see them sitting in my head? I can't see them. Oh, I'm reading this one called Overdue. It's like one of those like 80s, like preteen kind of books. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like those that I have found so many of them at Goodwill, like so many of them. I probably own, I don't know, 30 or 40 of them. They're like 100 pages. So I'm doing that. That's my 5th one, and I'm picking that for a book that takes place in the fall. Then my 6th one, I am doing Lois Duncan, who wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she also wrote Killing Mr. Griffin, which they made into a movie. So it was supposed to be like Horror Master, and she's like really well known for writing like teenagers books about that. If you know who Lois Duncan is, I've read a lot of her books. She wrote a lot of these back in the day. And so one of her books they made into I Know What You Did Last Summer. And so I picked a book of hers to read. I can't remember which one. Like, it's called like And They Never Came Back, I think. So that's is that my 6th? My 6th. What's my 7th? My 7th. What's my 7th book? My 7th book is... Why can't I remember? Well, it's not my 7th book, but 7th challenge, because there's only 6 books that you read. Devouring Gray, Overdue, Did They Come Back? Sorry, Wrong Number. I literally just talked about this in a video tonight. The Costume. And I probably just said the 6th one on here. Now I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. Why am I losing my mind like that? I just talked about it on here, and now I can't even... This is driving me crazy, you guys. You're like literally shouting it at the screen right now, I know. Okay, so the first challenge... Here we go again. This is, okay, I'm like bad at math, but I'm like, I can't like think and count at the same time either. Okay, the first challenge, let's go backwards, forwards. Okay, wearing half a costume. The second challenge is a book that, I know what the last one is that I did, a book to movie adaptation. The last book was an indie author. And so I have tons of authors that send me books that like they self-published. And so I picked one of those because I thought I could shout him out too. And then like I read it, and I read it kind of funny on there. But anyway, it's called Cargo. And it's about this guy that's like wakes up and he's like trapped in this like cargo tent, and like kidnappers have given him a cell phone, and he has like so many 24 hours to get out of this thing before they like rape and kill his wife or something like that. I don't know. Or he has to give him $2 million or something like that. But anyway, so those are the books that I'm reading, and that starts tomorrow night, and I'm really excited. I wanted to do a readathon, and I really want to go to BookCon. So BookCon is this like huge book convention that they have, and it used to go back and forth. Like they would do it one year in New York and one year in Chicago, and I was hoping they would have it back in Chicago again, but last year they had it in New York, and this year they're having it in New York again. And I don't love New York, first of all, and second of all, I don't know much about New York, and third, I think it would just be smarter to stay by this thing. But like I didn't really have anybody to go to, and you know, like Alex would go, but he doesn't want to be in some hotel on the outskirts of New York, you know what I mean? And so I was like, well, I wish I had somebody that I know that you know, would want to go to BookCon. And then I looked, and the tickets are super cheap to BookCon. They're like, well, I mean, I don't know, but they're $45 a day, but then there's VIP tickets, and I don't know how much the VIP tickets are because they're all sold out. But here's the thing with the VIP tickets is that you get to go to all the panels, and you get to go to all this kind of stuff. And if you don't have a VIP ticket, then you miss out on a lot of the stuff. And if I'm going to go, like, for my first year, I want to make sure I can go and do everything. So I don't know if there are some of you out there that know, that are like booktubers or watch booktubers, and you know some other like conventions, that because I would like to go to some other conventions too. I know Y'all Fest, but I don't know when that is. I think that's in California, though. This guy is just dying to pass me by, so he's going to pass me on the right. Okay, pass me by. Oh, now he's not going to pass me by. I'm so confused what you're doing. So yeah. You guys, when I get requests to tell stories on my channel, I don't mind doing it. Like I said, like, tell me what you want to hear about. But sometimes it's things that, like, I've talked so much about that I feel like I'm being super repetitive, and I don't want it to be boring to people. And I don't know who it is that missed the whole story about my grandma going to prison. But, like, I don't have a problem telling that story, but, like, I've talked so much about it that I feel like it's going to be repetitive for a lot of people if I tell it. So I'll just tell it briefly. My grandma died when I was like 12 or 13, and my mom's a mom. My mom's dad died when she was 4, and from lung cancer. So my grandma was like a single mom. She got married when my mom was like, I don't know, it would have been like high school or something. Gina, that's really weird. Caroline and I have never talked about how he would have factored into all of that. Well, maybe they got married. No, because my mom used to say that he would come down for Father's Day at her sorority house, which is a Pi Phi. So I don't know, but anyway. So my grandma. Okay, so when my mom died, it was like a year later. Alex and I were out at my dad's house. We were all just sitting around, and out by, on the patio. And I said to my dad, Dad, did Mom have any like secrets that she died with, things I didn't know about and whatever? And so my mom had told me that she used to go to like Hyannis Port in the summer. By Cape Cod, and she said she worked there, and blah, blah, blah. And I believe that that's true. I hope to believe it's true. Like, my aunt used to say stuff about my mom, going to Hyannis, or going to the East Coast in the summers, and that's why she wanted to go there for their honeymoon, stuff like that. So anyway, but she made it sound like she went there, like, several summers. So, and she would say, like, I met this guy, and he, like, when I came out, she was like, oh, I met this guy, I had a friend of mine, he was gay, and he was so hilarious, and he would write me letters, like, when I came back to school, and he would say things, don't you just love Judy Garland, and blah, 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 whatever, okay? So, and she was like, and you'll find the letters when I'm gone. And I'm like, and she said his name one time, and I was like, okay, well, when she passed away and I was going through her stuff, this is part of my hesitancy in, like, going through the basement, like, that quick. Like, tonight, just going down there and looking through pictures, I got, like, so stuck in time, And I have all of my pictures organized into, like, not organized, but I have them, like, all my pictures in one area, all my books in one area. I have done that with my basement. So, anyway, talk about a pothole. I didn't even see that one sitting there. See that pothole sitting there. So when my mom, okay, so anyway, so when she died, I like looked for these, and I couldn't find these letters from this guy at all. But I did find a letter that she was writing, letters from this guy that she had some kind of romance with, and talking about like Florida and Miami. Now, my mother had told me that she had never gone to Miami, she had never gone to South Beach, she had never been down there. She would say she wanted to go and stuff, right? So I was asking my dad about it, and I said, did Mom have any secrets, blah, 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 whatever. I found these letters. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I almost, like, in a weird kind of way, got kind of convinced that maybe this guy was, like, my dad or something. I don't know. Like, I just felt like there was a lot of secrecy. There was a lot of secrecy with my mom and my aunt anyway about their upbringing. Like, one of my mom's really, really good friends thought that my mom had a twin brother that they gave up for adoption at birth, and that he looked a lot like my mom and all this kind of stuff, and he was actually adopted. guy that they were friends with. Well, my mom never really met him, but like they went to school 1 year together, and then he went to a private school in Indianapolis. His dad was extremely wealthy. His dad was killed. There's been books written about it and all this kind of stuff. Well, so he was really good friends with my mom's best friend that died 3 years before her. And she was the one that lived on Beaver Island, Michigan, Diane. And so she would like say to my mom all the time, I know you guys are brother and sister. I know you guys are brother and sister. You guys are twins. I know that you were separated at birth and all this kind of stuff. And my mom would be like, no, Diane, there's nothing to that, blah, 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 whatever. Well, Diane came to visit one summer, and I got like, and she told me the whole story, and I got very intrigued about it. She pulled out the yearbooks, and she showed their pictures, and my mom's like, Diane, don't get him started on this, because then he won't let it go, and all this kind of stuff. So that Christmas, we were like in a car, and it was like my aunt and uncle in the front seat, and my mom and Caroline and I in the back seat. And I brought it up, and my aunt turned around, and she was like, no, like I said something about it, and my aunt just kind of like shook her head or something. And my mom goes, Kathy, do you know something about that? And she didn't say anything. And my mom was like, kept on pushing the issue, and she was like, Kathy. And so finally my aunt turned around and she goes, whatever secrets mother had, she died with. And it was like real weird, right? So that was like one of the secrets that like I never knew about. Now, I have to tell you what was weird was when I was older, this guy came to visit, because he and Diane stayed friends for years and years and years. He came and visited her on the island. They always called it the island. And he had, his adoption record had been opened, okay? Because that was when like the law had changed and all that kind of stuff. And they gave him his birthday, and it, like they couldn't give him his exact birthday or something, but it was like within 3 days they could give it of him. His birthday was within 3 days of my mother's, okay? How weird is that? So that was like always this kind of mystery that I never knew anything about, and I always wondered about. See, this is why I didn't want to start talking about this, because in this vlog, I think this vlog is probably already about 45 minutes, and now here's another, I'm like at 17 minutes, so this is going to be incredibly long tonight. So there were all these things, whatever. I never found this gay guy's letters. I've literally gone through every letter that my mother had, everything that she saved. I've never found anything from him. And the other thing is that my mom said that she had written me a letter and that I would find it someday, that she had like specifically like telling me a lot of things about her life. Well, so when my mom passed away right away, I couldn't find a will. And it was a huge mess. Like, I could not find a will for her anywhere. Like, you have to remember, like, my mom, like, did not know that she was going to go into a hospital and die. You know, she was 64 years old. I think she thought she had time. So she didn't have it, like, with an attorney. I had no idea, right? Okay. So I don't know when it was, but sometime like within the first year of my mom having passed away, and if you've ever gone through it, it's a real mess. Like, you have to get so many copies of like the death certificate and the birth certificate to change everything, right? And, you know, stop credit cards. You have to do so much, but you have to have a death certificate and a birth certificate to have all of it. So I had all that kind of stuff. And I had to go through, somehow I found that this law firm was like in there. So I contacted this law firm, and they were like, yeah, your mom had a will with us. And I was like, okay. And I said, can I come and see the will? And they said yes. They said there's some personal information for the will, on the will for you. I literally got off the phone, and this was like, well, Alex and I were together at that point, so it would have been, I mean, I called him, and I just like, was bawling on the phone. I was like, this is, I've been waiting for this. Like, this is the message from my mother that I've been waiting for, blah, blah, blah. So I went to the law firm, and I got the will, and I read the very end of it, and there was like nothing specific about this will, number one. Number two, it had been written the year before I graduated from high school, before I was 18. And, like, it said in there, like, she wanted all of her friends to have something of hers, and she wanted Kathy to have, my Aunt Kathy to have certain things, and, like, it was really dated, and it said she didn't want to be buried in the same cemetery that my grandma was, because she hated that cemetery, and she always hated that cemetery. I think my aunt and uncle were the ones that picked it, and she hated that cemetery. So that was in there, and then she said I left one letter for my son Peter. So I was like, okay, this is the letter, right? Like, this is the letter I've been waiting for. Maybe this is the letter that she says everything in there. You know, this is a woman that was an avid journaler her entire life. Like, everything is in journals. But I've read through the journals, and there's not, you know, like, there's some things in there, but not tons. So anyway, I said to the woman, I was like, you know, the receptionist or whatever, I was like, well, where's this letter? And she was like, well, we don't have it, and, you know, like, I don't know what happened to it. We can't find, there's no letter with it or whatever. And my mom had always said that, you know, I would find something. So I kept on thinking, and this is so weird, but this was at the same time that I was having, like, psychics tell me that there was something that was in my house that was, like, worth $200,000. If you haven't watched it, but I had, like, 3 people tell me that there's something that's worth $200,000 in my basement, okay? And a lot of them told me it would be underneath a desk. And so then my mother, if you've ever seen, like, in my vlogs, well, you've probably seen it, but the, what do you call it? What do you call that? It's like a credenza, but she wouldn't call it a credenza. I can't remember. But that desk that is, like, by our dining room table, like, my mother loved that thing. And she saved a lot of, like, pictures and scrapbooks and things in there. So I always thought I would find something in there, but there's nothing in there. I've literally turned that thing, like, I've gone underneath it. I've taken all the drawers out. There's nothing in there. There's nothing. I thought it would be taped somewhere maybe or something. There's nothing in there. So there's no letter. Okay. Well, flash forward, they call me and she's like, we found the letter. And I'm like, oh my God. So I go and I'm literally bawling. I can't wait. I get it. I get in my car. I'm sitting in my car. I'm like, this is, what is this? Like, this is going to be like her telling me everything, right? It was the most basic letter I've ever read in my entire life. And it was just like, Peter, you know, I loved you very much, blah, blah, blah. Please give each of my friends. I mean, it was written in like 89, right? Long before she ever thought that she would, you know, be anywhere near death. So there were all these unanswered things that I just didn't know anything about, right? So I asked my dad. I feel like I'm leaving something out that I was just talking about, and I left it out. Well, I might come back to it if I remember it. But anyway, so I said to my dad, did Mom have any secrets? And he was like, I'm like trying to remember. Okay, one of the things that my mom used to always say to me, this is what I wanted to say, was that she was fostered out. She would say, you know, like, we were so poor when I was growing up that we were fostered out. She would call it fostered, and she would, like, say, like, to family members and stuff like that, right? And I was like, okay, so I just assumed it was, like, in the summers, like, they would go stay with family. Like, that's how she made it sound. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's important because of when I talk to my aunt. So I go and I talk to my dad, and we're sitting out there. I'm like, did Mom have any secrets? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, no, I don't think so. He goes, well, one thing, he was like, that, you know, she told me, like, the week before we got married, and my dad and my grandma were, like, super close, like, really, really close. And she was like, and he said, but she promised me never to tell you, and, you know, like, she and Kathy didn't want you and Caroline ever to know. And I go, it's gonna stop, hold on. Okay. And I was like, well, what was it? And he was like, he goes, it doesn't matter now, and maybe it'll explain things to you. And he goes, but your grandma was in prison. And I was like, my grandma was in prison. And I go, and he goes, yeah. And he was like, you know, your mom and Kathy didn't want you and Caroline to think any differently about my grandma. I loved my grandma. I loved my grandma, okay? He was like, they didn't want you to think any different about your grandma and all this kind of stuff, but, you know, like that. So she kept it a secret. And I was like, my grandma was in prison? And he was like, yeah. And, like, I just couldn't even put it together. It was, like, so crazy, right? And I was like, when? And he was like, I think it was when your mom was really young. He said, you know, she would never tell me the details. Kathy never knew the details. He goes, I don't even know if your Uncle Dave knows. And he said, but, which is so weird because, like, this woman that lives in our neighborhood I was talking to the other day, I said this on the vlog. Well, I talk to her all the time, but a long time ago when I was talking to her, she was like, I said, did you know that, like, my grandma went to prison? And she was like, yeah, Peter, I went to high school with your mom and your aunt. Like, everybody knew that, you know? It was kind of like, people knew. It was kind of a big deal. How nobody knew my whole time growing up, I have no idea. But anyway, so my dad tells me and stuff, but he doesn't know any details. He has no idea when. He has no idea that kind of stuff. I said, what did she go to prison for? And he didn't know that. And he said she went to prison for embezzlement. He said she was working for a company and she was stealing money. And he said, you know, Peter, he goes, your grandma was very, very poor. And she just, you know, for much of her life, she was a single mother. And she just, you know, I think she did the best to get by. And he goes, I don't want you to think, you know, and he wasn't excusing her behavior, but he was just saying, you know, like, it doesn't make her a bad person, but I don't know, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think my grandma was a bad person. I don't know. So, and I think my dad at that point thought that his responsibility was for me to keep my image of my grandma intact. So I get in the car and I immediately call Caroline, okay? I mean, I am so upset at this point. Like, Alex and I leave, and I'm like, what is going on with my... I mean, I wasn't crying and stuff. I just was like, I didn't understand it. So I called Caroline, right? And Caroline's first response to this is, this makes so much sense. She goes, this makes so much sense why our mothers were the way they were. Why my mom was so protective of your mom, and she felt like she always had to look over her because they were probably fostered out to these families and blah, 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 whatever. To this day, Caroline never had a conversation with her mom about it. So, time goes on, blah, blah, blah. That summer, that must have been early in the summer because my aunt took me out to lunch for my birthday. I'll never forget, we went to Sullivan's Steakhouse, and I had like this big cheeseburger, and she thought it was funny that I was having a cheeseburger at a steakhouse. But anyway, she loved that restaurant so much. I love that restaurant too. It always reminded me of like a restaurant you'd see like people in the 40s going to in Hollywood. So we were sitting there and I said, can I ask you some questions about mom? And she was like, yeah, what? And I said, I don't want you to get upset. I said, but, you know, I was asking dad if mom had any secrets. And I said, do you know about this guy that mom met that she dated that was from Florida? And my aunt just kind of looked at me. Or maybe that came up later. I don't remember how. But anyway, I said to her, I said, Grandma went to prison? What's this about? Did Grandma really go to prison? And she goes, how do you know about that? And I said, my dad told me. And she goes, your dad should never have told you that. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, your dad should never have told you that. That wasn't his to tell you. And we never wanted you and Caroline to, like, you know, think poorly of Grandma or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't think poorly of her, but I just want to know about it, right? And she was like, okay, well, what do you want to know? And I said, somehow we got on the topic of Florida. So I said, no. So I said, well, Mama always said she was fostered out. She goes, what are you talking about? And I said, Mom always said that she was fostered out, and that, and my mom had so many issues, and she was so afraid of things, that I think this is where it comes from. I mean, my mom had some really weird fears, you guys, like, really weird fears about things. And, you know, in retrospect, like, my dad gave a eulogy. I'm gonna start crying, but my dad gave a eulogy at my mom's funeral, and, you know, like, one of the things that he said, and they didn't get along, you know, but he said, I'm just so, you know, now you can be at peace and you don't have to be afraid anymore. She was so afraid of everything in life. Like, as I'm telling this story, I just see these pictures of, like, my mom and my aunt, you know, at, you know, 6 and 4, and these matching dresses. God knows what they went through, you know. I think my aunt was so strong because she had to go through it. So anyway, my aunt said, fostered out? What are you talking about? And she said, and I said, yeah, my mom used to always say you guys were, like, fostered out to, like, family, and I, like, mentioned, like, their family members and stuff. And she goes, we did in the summer. She goes, because our parents were too poor. She goes, and so they would get apartments that couldn't have kids, and so we would have to go stay there together. She goes, but Peter, we were in foster care too. And I said, what? She goes, we were in foster care. We were in the foster care system. And she said, we were split up. And she said, I think things happened to your mother. And she said, and I always beat myself up because I couldn't protect her from it, you know? And she said, and Grandma would always say, you have to take care of her, you know? Just think about that. Just think about that responsibility you put on a child, you know? And then I think about my mom and all the shit that she went through, you know?
I don't know anything about, because she never felt comfortable opening up to me about it, because if she had, she would have had to have told me that my grandma went to prison. So this one stupid thing that she wouldn't be honest about with me kept her from sharing all these things with me. And I'm not mad about it. I understand it, you know, but like at the same time, like it's just kind of like, I feel like there's a whole part of my mom's life that I never even knew about. And this kind of like really, I have to be honest with you, like it ricocheted, because then I did find the letters from the guy. I tried to get a hold of him. I couldn't find him anywhere on social media, you guys. So I literally looked up his name. I found like his name in an obituary, and I found his sister, and I reached out to his sister on Facebook, and I said that my mom had been friends with him back in the day, and so she contacted him. He emailed me, and he was like, yes, I did know your mother. And I was like, well, how did you know my mother? And he was like, we met in Florida. My friend dated your aunt. I dated your mother. So anyway, I said something to my Aunt Kathy about all of that. He was very nice, and I sent him a picture, and he was like, yeah, that was your mom. He was like, I cared a lot about your mom. We dated that whole summer. And he was working at this hotel, the Delano, in Florida. And I was like, Aunt Kathy, I go, so, but here's the thing. My grandma wasn't in prison when my mom was little. That's what Caroline and I had put together. Aunt Kathy was like, no, Peter, she was like, Grandma, our parents were poor. That's why we were in foster care, she was like, that's what they did back in the day, you know? And she was like, if they couldn't afford to take care of their own kids, they put them in foster care, which I didn't know, and I think that's crazy. But anyway, she said for a while they tried to have us go stay with family members, and she was like, and then that didn't work, and she was like, so, you know, then I just got the weirdest feeling that my mom was like, why are you telling these stories? But anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's a lesson to people, you know? Like, if you don't feel comfortable sharing stuff with your kids while you're alive, which is understandable, maybe leave some kind of explanation when you're gone that will explain things, you know? Because I would have liked to have heard it from my mom. Oh my God, the battery's about to die. Thank God I do have another battery, because I'm not going to just finish a story right in the middle of it. Please tell me I brought that battery. Please tell me. I'm going to pull up in here. I'm coming up into a little strip mall. I'll be back. Okay, I have to eat my last meal of the day. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it in here. I'll give you guys a little taste test. Zesty cheddar and Italian herb crunchers. Not even hungry. They smell good. Oh, they remind me of something. They remind me of like pizza somethings, like pizza crackers or something. Here's what they look like. These are pretty good. I actually have 10 minutes, so until I eat them, so I can save them. But I'll finish the story. So, in having this conversation with my aunt, I was like, and she kind of got to a point where she didn't really want to talk about it. Then she was just like, just ask me whatever you want to ask me. And I was still assuming that my grandma went to prison when my aunt and when my mom and my aunt were little. And she finally looked at me, she goes, I don't know where you're getting your information from. She was like, but grandma didn't go to prison when we were little. And I was like, well, when did grandma go to prison? And she was like, I think it was after my mom's, she said something about like, your mom's senior year, or like after your mom was like, so it must have been my mom's senior year or after her senior year in high school. I can't remember what she said. And I said, okay. And I said, is that when you went to Florida? That's when, and I brought up that. And she goes, how do you know about that? And I said, well, I saw the pictures and got the letter and whatever. And she goes, yeah, that, I guess. And she goes, and I go, well, how long were you down there? She goes, we were there the whole summer. And I go, you were in South Beach the whole summer? My mother said she had never been to Miami or South Beach, okay? And she said, yeah. And And I said, at the Delano, because like in these letters to him and stuff, like she said things about it. There were pictures there, you know? And, or maybe it's the Delano, I don't know how you pronounce it. But we walk by this hotel all the time. I just actually walked by there and showed Jason and Melissa, and we were there the other night walking to Lincoln Road. And she said, yeah. She said, we stayed there the whole summer. And I said, how did you guys afford it? She goes, I don't know, Peter, on Grandma's stolen, or mother's stolen money, probably. She goes, I don't know. And, she kind of insinuated that they were supposed to be like away from Indiana for a while, you know? It's really interesting in retrospect because my mother would say things like she always felt really bad because her and Kathy had cars and Grandma would take the bus every day to work, you know? And some of it, looking back, is kind of bizarre. Like, now knowing that my mom knew that my grandma had gone to prison, okay. So, we finished having that story, and then that's about it, right? If that's not weird enough, my aunt dies, right? Okay. Now, I vlogged us being in the basement with my, well, it's Caroline's cousin, Shannon, but she's my we're kind of cousins because we grew up together. So anyway, but that's on Caroline's dad's side. So it's her and Caroline and I and Alex and 2 of Caroline's friends in my aunt and uncle's basement at their condo. The vlog is out there. I showed it. I showed the whole condo because I loved that condo. And we're sitting around talking, and I said something like kind of joking. I go, well, now we'll never know, or something like that. And Caroline goes, what? And I go, well, now we'll never know the true story about what happened with Grandma and all this kind of stuff. And so Shannon's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, with Grandma going to prison and stuff like that. And she goes, well, I remember that. And I go, and Caroline goes, how could you remember it? Or one of us said something about that. She was like, you weren't even alive. This was when our moms were like in high school and college. And she goes, no, your grandma went to prison when we were like 5 and 6. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you don't remember? My grandma went to prison twice, okay? And I don't know how, and this is the weirdest thing. I do remember, I would have been young, you guys. I would have been like 5, okay? And Caroline, that means she would have been 8. And I remember my grandma taking us to go see the movie, because it's a real weird movie, and I actually read the book for BookTube last year sometime. My grandma took us to go see the movie. I don't know why I have this memory. Raggedy Ann and Andy. And she told us, like, sitting in the parking lot, I can remember this conversation because my grandma always, she was so short, she was like 4'11". She sat on phone books in her car, and she told us, she said, I won't be around for a while, you know, so I wanted to take you guys and do something special, just the 3 of us today and stuff. And I remember it just being like kind of weird. And I, like, now in retrospect, I'm like, well, is that when, like, Grandma went to prison for the 2nd time? Anyway, so my grandma went to prison twice for embezzlement, you know. But I always thought that she was so good at cards. I always thought I'd find out like she was a Las Vegas dealer or something, right? My grandma could shuffle cards like nobody's business. She could do so many tricks. Hell, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that my grandma had been a Las Vegas dealer. She'd been to prison. I'm so intrigued by that whole world, you know? And the thing is that, by the way, thank you for whoever recommended me Jessica Kent, who I talked to on the phone for an hour today. And she was one of the most genuine people I've ever talked to in my entire life. And as a result, I found Christina Randall, who is also amazing, and I love both their channels, and I'm obsessed. And if you don't know what their channels are about, these are 2 women that went to prison, and they make a lot of videos about prison, but a lot of videos about other things too. Jessica Kent, she talks about like being an addict and being sober and stuff like that too. So I don't know, I just wish I knew more about it, you know what I mean? it doesn't make me think anything differently about my grandma, and I don't think had I known it when she was alive, it would have made me think anything differently about her. I don't know. I can't say, because I mean, I didn't know it then, you know? But I don't really think that it would have. I just wish I knew more. It would have been interesting to ask my grandma about that stuff, you know? I mean, of course, she probably wouldn't have had that conversation with me at 12, you know, but I don't know. It makes me sad how hard my mom and my aunt had it, you know? My mom hated her stepdad. Hated him. So, I'm sure he plays into that story and, you know, somehow, but who knows? My grandma and him had this horrible divorce. I remember him when I was really, really young, and like one day he was there and the next day he was gone. And I don't remember him much, but my dad has told me some stories about him. He used to keep like crows in cages in the kitchen and like catfish in a big tank. And then when my mom would have people over, like she would say stuff about like, you know, she was going on a date. For that, it had to have been in high school. But my aunt became responsible for my mom. That was one of the things that did come out, if I can say that. Because she would have been over 18 at the time. I don't know why he didn't, but he didn't. Now, I don't remember asking my aunt any questions about her stepdad. I know she hated him too. But hate's probably a strong word, but she just didn't like him. I remember at my grandma's funeral, it was a big deal that they were like, if he shows up, we have to ask him to leave. And it's just weird, you know. It's weird how when somebody dies, how many stories die with them that you're never going to know, you know? Caroline's like, I want to do that 23andMe stuff so that we can find out. Caroline's so silly. She's like, I want to find out about that 23andMe, do that 23andMe stuff. We should do it together, and then we can find out all of our history. I was like, do you think Grandma's prison record is going to be on 23andMe, Caroline? No, let's just be for real, okay? God love these construction workers working out here in the middle of the night. So that's the story of my grandma going to prison. And it feels very just that, a story. It doesn't feel real. Because they didn't talk about it. I only got to talk about it one time to my aunt. That was it. She would never talk about it again. She wouldn't shut me down, but I just kind of knew not to bring it up. And Caroline never asked her. And she did, after her mom was gone, she did ask her dad if her dad knew, and he said he never knew. Is that not crazy? Well, he never knew about the first time, Caroline said. She asked him some questions about the second time, but we didn't even get a lot of answers about that. It's just, we don't really know anything about the second time. I don't know, the whole thing is just so bizarre to me. And all I know is just hearsay from people. So, if anybody out there is going to fact check and find out that I'm wrong, can you at least let me know? Let me know the facts about my own life. I'd appreciate it. Because I don't even know. It's just so weird to me. My grandma had a lot of what you would have termed back then masculine tendencies. I think for a woman of her generation, she smoked a lot. And I'm not saying that these are masculine traits today, because I'm so into the whole gender fluidity thing, even with myself. But I think what would have been termed back then, you know, she always wore pants. And my mom would say she didn't get along with women very well. Even though I remember she had a couple women that she played cards with. But she'd say, your grandma always gets along better with men. She likes to talk business. I'm sure. You know, and I sometimes kind of wonder if maybe my grandma, usually when there's somebody gay, there's like somebody before them that has like some of those tendencies, if that makes sense, or was bisexual or something like that. You guys, there's literally not one gay person. I mean, I have like, on my dad's side, I think I have like 20 or 30 cousins, 20 or 30 second cousins. My dad has like 4 brothers and sisters. There is nobody gay in my entire family besides me. I am the only one. And I sometimes like wonder with my grandma, you know, like, these are really good, you guys. These are a nice little snack. Zesty, cheddar, and Italian herb. But I sometimes wonder if with my grandma, and not just because she went to prison, but when I look back, you know, if maybe those things that we back then would have identified with, well, grandma likes, she gets along with men better. She's always in the kitchen talking to the men, which was true. Maybe that was really more about, I don't know, maybe my grandma was bisexual, you know? Maybe she was more gender fluid, and that was her relating to her masculine side sometimes. My mom said it switched at one point too, actually, that when like in her like earlier years, my grandma did wear a lot of dresses, but like I don't really remember my grandma wearing, I think she had a dress on in that picture I showed earlier. I don't remember my grandma ever having dresses on. And I know that it was an issue when they, like, at the funeral. I can remember that conversation. There were 2 things that my grandma, I don't think she wanted to be buried in a dress, which they did bury her in a dress. And she said she didn't want to be. Who cares? Nobody's even around anymore. Oh, family's gone, except for Caroline. Who cares? She didn't want to be buried in a dress, and she didn't want to be buried with her teeth. Because she hated the fact that she wore dentures. She hated it. So she hated them. You know, I think about my aunt's life, my mom's life, and my grandma's life. We judge people so harshly, you know, without really knowing their background story and what they went through. My dad would always say that to me about my mom. He would never be specific. But he would always just say, your mom had a really, really hard life growing up. And I think he knows more than he's ever said. I have a feeling he does know about the foster care and things like that. But he talked to me a lot about her fear, you know. Anyway. Love you, Grandma. Love you, Mom. I love you, Aunt Kathy. Do you ever just feel your family around you? Like people that have passed? It's weird. I don't a lot, honestly. But there are moments. And the thing is it's weird because it's not even like feel them around me. I almost kind of like smell their scent. I don't know what these remind me of. I have to be honest, they remind me of these cheap ass crackers that I don't even remember the brand or anything about them. I can just kind of remember eating them that were pizza flavored, and I was like addicted to them. That's what these remind me of. You guys, these are so good. My stomach kind of hurt earlier, and so I looked it up to see, and it was saying that when you're not getting enough calories, at your stomach, you can get nauseous. But it literally was like 5 minutes that it didn't hurt. I have to honestly say, I have felt really pretty good on this the last 2 days. I haven't been tired enough to take a nap. I wonder how long this vlog is now. I bet this vlog is really long. Alright, listen. I'm gonna get off here now. People keep on saying that one day I'll do a 3-hour vlog. One day I will, I promise. But not tonight. This retirement home that I drive by every night. So these people have their individual apartments up there, and I think it looks so homey. Anyway, all right, you guys, listen, I'm gonna get off here now, and listen to a little bit more of my audiobook, and then I'm gonna head home, and we're gonna go to brunch tomorrow. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna have at brunch. I'm kind of excited to go and look at the menu and kind of see what I can have. I'm probably just gonna have some kind of omelet and arugula and coffee, because I can have those things, so. Maybe they have some other kind of little salad. This bottle keeps on squeaking. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. Excuse me. If you would like to participate in Half a Ween-a-thon, go check out my BookTube channel. I have the TBR up there, and it has it linked to the Spine Breakers. I love those girls. Their channel, or I think I linked it to the actual video. So you can go over there and you can participate. You don't have to have a YouTube channel to participate. You don't have to a BookTube, Bookstagram. You don't have to do any of the book blog. You can just do it at home. Do it on your own. Pick 6 books that you want to do. It's fun. You should do it. If you want to do it, comment in the comment section below and say, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't even mean that you are going to, you know, I got to get a bottle of water because I'm like out. There's like just a little bit at the bottom. It doesn't mean that you have to complete everything. You can just have fun with it, you know? Everybody should do a readathon at least once. And so yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic, amazing Sunday, unless you have other plans. And which means it's a choice. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself, because that's important. Tell somebody else that you love them, because we all need to hear it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and if you are part of the book club or not part of the book club and you want to come and participate in the live stream, which I don't know if this will be up in time, but the live stream for the book club where we are discussing Columbine is at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is on YouNow, which is linked below. I didn't get able to get it okayed yet to go over to YouTube. So it's going to be on YouNow for this month. Mel and I will be co-hosting it. And yeah. And then book for next month is The Lost Girls, which is about the East Coast, a serial killer that has never been caught. So if you want to read The Lost Girls, you can read that along with us too. And we're going to start reading that as of tomorrow. And that will be the book for May. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having a great day and all of that. I will see you tomorrow. And I love you. Bye. Love you.